Hello and welcome back for another episode of the YouTube show. So I'm starting a new series. This series is called Behind the Brand. The idea is that it's a bit of a behind the scenes look at what it's like building the agency, what it's like balancing life as a dad for a three-week-old baby, running a business, trying to get that off the ground, just having a busy life and all the rest of it. So I'll take you behind the scenes of what I've got on this week. So there's tons of meetings booked in this week. Investor meetings and lots of other bits and pieces going on. So there's tons. I'll try and show you as much as possible. I won't be able to take you into a lot of the pitches and stuff because it's just really difficult. People obviously don't want to, their incumbent agencies know that they're looking around, so I can't do a lot of that, but I'll try to take you along for some of the conversations at least, share around the journey, share a little bit about my thoughts around what we're trying to do, what we're trying to build, share a little bit about my personal life as well if possible. And hope you like it. All right, big boy week this week. It's a busy one. I've got two pitches this week, which is really interesting. So one is for a business which operates in the sort of CRM space. So they provide tech solution in the CRM space, which is really interesting. There's a new marketing guy there that's identified a couple of things that he wants to fix. One of which is brand, storytelling, and everything else. So that's really interesting. So I'm speaking to him on Monday afternoon, which is fantastic. And then I have another one on Thursday, which is in the edtech space. So it's more sort of my cup of tea, more what I've been doing over the last 5 to 10 years. And then midweek, we've also, I'm off to Bristol, so we've got a meeting with a potential investor, which is really exciting. So somebody that adds a lot of really interesting value to what we're already doing and already talking about. There's a lot of really cool synergies there. So hoping that goes really, really well. And then should hear back about a couple of pitches and stuff this week. So there's a lot going on, as well as obviously client work to deliver, meeting some new potential partners to the business. So some people that are currently in some sort of fractional CMO roles that are potentially interested in a bit of collaboration. They might need a bit of an agency behind them to support some of the work that they're doing. We might want to provide for referrals through to us, so we can sort of work together in partnership and create that really nice natural synergy of they do a lot of the great sort of strategy work and then we help execute it for them, or vice versa, depending on their skill set. So that could really add some added value to both parties, which is great. And then personally, there's also a lot going on as well. So my daughter will be 3 weeks old on Thursday, which is really exciting. So she's had lots of appointments and midwives and family and stuff coming around, which is wonderful. Trying to balance work as well as doing that. Some client stuff to deliver. I'm hopefully meeting a friend at some point this week. I'm on dad duty most mornings, so making sure that I'm looking after my daughter in the morning, so my wife can catch up a bit of sleep whilst I'm sort of clearing some emails and stuff and doing some sort of admin stuff, feeding her and getting that ready. So just getting used to that new lifestyle, which is really fun. Hopefully get to the gym a couple of times. And see where we go. So it's a big boy week this week, and hopefully we nail it. So come along and see what we get up to. I'll try and film as much as I can, try and tell you a little bit about what's going on, and hopefully you guys find this type of content interesting, and something that's a bit different for LinkedIn, and see where we go from there. So wrapped up all my meetings today, couple of bits and pieces to do later on this evening, but whilst there's still a little bit of light left, before I get out, take a little dog out for a walk. Not much sun at the moment, but I'll try and get out one today if I can. I just find it sat on my desk, especially being in a creative role, it's really difficult to find the ideas and the motivation to sort of keep coming up with sort of new ideas and concepts and playing with things that you're working with and stuff. So try and get out in nature, let my mind rest and chill out a bit. I think it's good for the soul, it's good for the mind, it's good for the creative juices and everything else. So try and do that once a day if I can. Obviously he loves it, so it's nice and easy. So we go for a little country walk. Near where we live there's an old quarry, so it's got a nice and there's a loop that you can do. It's about 2 miles, so it's about 40 minutes or so. Nice little walk to do, so gives them a little bit of off-lead time, and allows me some time to get out in nature. And then later on this evening I'll probably spend some time cooking, and then chilling out with April and Daisy and just sort of resting from the day. So since going freelance, I know a lot of people do sort of like split shifts or whatever, or just work when they need to. I like to stick to a sort of 8 till 4, 9 till 5. Generally speaking, I had a little bit of flexibility in there when I need to. If I need to go and take Daisy for a doctor's appointment, or him to the vets, or there's a gym class I really want to go to or something like that, then I'll do that. But yeah, I tried to stick to sort of 9 to 5. It's what I've always known. I've always been employed, so it works for me. It's the benefit of being freelance, I suppose. You can do what works for you, but it also works for clients, which is great. So it gives them the confidence that I'm always going to be there to support them when needed. So it works for everybody, which is nice. He's just recovering from an injured paw, so he's being a bit slow today. A bit of pain. But yeah, so we're out in nature, having a bit of a walk. Busy week this week, so it's nice just to reconnect and do something. Not necessarily be at a desk or be in front of a screen other than recording this. So yeah, and hopefully I will see you later on in the week when we're on the way up to Bristol. Right, Wednesday today, another big day today, which is really interesting. So I'm off today to go to the Courtyard Hotel in Exeter, which I've never been to before, which is really cool. So it's near Sandy Park, which is the Exeter Chiefs Rugby Stadium. So I'm going there to meet somebody because we are putting together a community of fractional CMOs. So these are generally speaking people that are sort of senior B2B marketers that are now doing a sort of freelance fractional role. And generally speaking, these people work in silo, so they tend to work, by themselves, working with clients, generally doing sort of strategic level work, using the benefit of their experience to provide clients with obviously freelance support on a ad hoc basis to give them strategy work. And generally speaking, I think those types of people have a couple of problems, or a couple of things that I think that potentially they might want to do better, which is they obviously have good relationships with agencies, and they might be able to refer to agencies every now and again, but they might not have the ability to earn any money by doing that. So we're perfectly happy to pay really good fractional people if they're doing some interesting work, a referral fee for plugging into the work that Brandtale's doing. So we provide the agency services, they provide strategic level work. Everybody benefits, the client benefits, the fractional person benefits, and we benefit. It's a win-win situation. So I'm perfectly happy to pay people referral fees for doing that, and work with them to benefit their client. They lead the strategy, we execute. Not an issue. There's also the problem of when you work individually and you're working as a solopreneur, if you like, and I've experienced this myself in the last year. You miss out on a lot. So there's a lot of things that are beneficial to being part of a bigger company, which might be things like summer parties, Christmas party, having those conversations with people on a regular basis, sharing ideas, getting discounts for certain things, being able to just go and meet up with people and have a beer after work, or grabbing lunch with somebody or something like that. Like those types of things are really difficult to do when you work by yourself. It has to be really forced. You have to sort of build that community. So I think if we can provide that level of sense of belonging to something, then I think that's really beneficial for everybody. It means that we get to put on great events, and learn through osmosis almost, but it also means that the people that we're working with, those fractional people, get to come along and feel like they're part of the community as well. So it's win-win. So I'm going to go meet a potential fractional person today. I've already spoken to one this morning online, so she's got a really interesting background. Lady I spoke to this morning, so she's worked for a lot of MarTech companies, generally in the US, but she's now doing sort of more, she wants to be a bit more flexible in her life, which is great, and doing more UK based stuff. She's got a really good level of experience, so has run big sort of demand generation campaigns for big tech companies and smaller ones as well. So I think really interesting opportunity there. And then the lady I'm going to meet today has worked for an agency for a long time, and again wants to be a bit more flexible. I'm going to go find out a bit more about what she's up to, and if there's a win-win situation here for everybody. So so that's potentially really interesting. And then this afternoon I've got 3 or 4 more of these types of people, all with different levels of experience. Some that are coming out of agencies, some that are coming out of client-side roles. So there's a variety of level of experience and level of different sides of the fence, if you like. So there's lots of things going on, which is quite cool. I'm also putting some final touches to some client work. So working with a client that's building a new learning and development experience for within the education space. Can't say any more than that at the moment. Got a really interesting business model, so I'm helping them with their brand execution and their strategic stuff and things like that. And we're just putting final touches to some of the onboarding experience, email campaigns and cadences and stuff like that, and some creative work and stuff. So there's a few bits and pieces going on there. Unfortunately, that contract comes to an end at the end of this month. They're getting to the stage where they're launching, so it's the I guess plus and negative of working in an agency type environment. You can sort of turn on and off the agency as and when required, and at the moment, we've gotten to a good stage. They're built, websites are ready to go, all the rest of it. So so they're turning us off while they test some of that stuff out. And the relationship might open up again. It might be something that we can help them with down the line in terms of building their campaigns and stuff. But they've got some good talented in-house people that are going to do some stuff for them as well. So so there's a lot going on there. So so that's really interesting. So I've got that today, and then later on this afternoon, Daisy, my 3-week now, almost 3-week-old daughter, has got doctor's appointment, just a checkup, just to do weight and all the rest of it and make sure she's all good. So taking her to that, which is great, and then hopefully meeting a friend this evening. My wife and I are probably going to go out, meet a friend this evening, maybe for a pub dinner or something like that. To take Daisy and the dog and stuff, and hopefully get out in some of the almost sunshine that's almost creeping through. So lots going on today, which is really, really fun. So I was supposed to have today was supposed to be the meeting with the investor. It was supposed to be this morning. Unfortunately, he's unwell, so we've had to rearrange that. That's going to be in a couple of weeks. So I'll try and take you along to that when I go along to that as much as I can. But that's been pushed back. So diary's being filled up with more interesting conversations with some good fractional people and some other client stuff going on as well. So potential clients have some prospect stuff to follow up on, some strategy stuff to do. So there's lots going on, which is really, 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 really fun. We just got to convert a few bits and pieces, and brilliant. So yeah, so I will pick up with you hopefully on Thursday, tomorrow, when I've got a few other things going on. There were a couple of fraction conversations, a conversation with a research and development company about a project they're running, a few other bits and pieces. So there's lots going on. But yeah, I'll pick up with you later in the week. So it's Thursday today, so it's a bit of a home day today. So yesterday I was out and about, saw a couple of people. I couldn't film any of those meetings, unfortunately, because they were, one of them was quite confidential and one of them was a pitch. With pitches, it's really difficult because the client doesn't want necessarily that their incumbent agency know that they're looking around. So it was a bit of a tricky one to film, but yeah, Thursday today, back in the office. We've got a few more meetings today, so we are in the process of putting together a fractional CMO community. So the idea being that we have senior level B2B marketers basically that are working, probably solopreneur type people that are working by themselves, that want an agency that they can plug into, but they obviously want the reward for doing so as well, for referring work to us. But equally that they want something, a little bit softer as well. Like they want to be able to, meet people for a coffee, have a summer party, have a Christmas event or whatever, all of that type of stuff. And I just thought, if we can do that, why don't we do that? Why don't we put together a community that benefits everybody, that we can tap into when we need support, when our clients need specific type of support from people that are, in many cases, some of the most talented B2B marketers in the country, that are doing great work. And they're just not working for a client anymore or an agency anymore, they're working for themselves because that's what they want to do. They want that flexibility in their life. So if we built a community, it benefits us because we can do great work for our clients, benefits our clients obviously, and also benefits those people because it's a really tough market out there at the moment. It's really difficult to find consistent great work for that type of stuff that they're doing, strategic level stuff. So yeah, so I've got 3 conversations today with 3 potential people to join the community. It's currently sort of on the invite only basis, really, so like through referrals and stuff. So lots of people that I've spoken to, some are phenomenal and they're like, yep, absolutely, they're in, and they really get what we're saying as well, which is really important to me. And then there are others that I think they're not necessarily getting what we're saying, or whether we're not aligned in messaging and things like that, so they're not really right for the community. But so we're doing that. Got the house to myself today. My wife's gone out with our daughter. She's going to go meet her sister for a walk and a bit of lunch, I think. So I asked myself, so I'll probably go and chill, make some lunch in a bit, do some work calls, try and catch up on some client stuff as well I've got to get done. Looking at researching some new tools for the agency as well, that would be really useful. So looking at looking at Apollo, which I'm sure loads of people use for identifying potential prospects, marketing, things like that, so we can market business and stuff. So there's that to be done, and I've got a couple of pitches to just refine and stuff, and some calls to make and bits and pieces. So so today is going to be a bit of an admin day, a bit at home, just chilling out, trying to get through as much as possible, trying to get the to-do list done, and yeah, so I'll try and bring you along as much as I can. Friday. Today I've had a couple of meetings this morning. One was with a potential client in the healthcare space, or health tech I suppose more often than that, who are looking for a new agency. So we had a bit of a chat, just a preliminary chat about what that might look like, how we might support them, so that was fun. And then I had a conversation with a consultant who's interested in joining the CMO community that we're putting together. So that was cool. They had some really awesome experience actually, with some seriously cool brands. So that was good. Somebody can add tons of value to client stuff and whatever. So that was really good. We really gelled. Just great when stuff like that happens and you just meet somebody and just instantly just click, which is great. So that was cool. And now I'm taking the pup to his groom. He's got his groom today. Normally April would take him, but Daisy wasn't particularly great last night. She didn't sleep particularly well. I'm sure she's got colic or is an issue with her milk or something, but she's settling particularly well at the moment, which is a bit of pain. So neither of us slept great last night. You can see from the bags into my eyes. Able at home with Daisy, trying to get her settled and make sure she's comfortable and stuff, because it's a lot of fun. And I'm taking the dog to his groomers. So I was doing that, and then this afternoon, a couple more calls, a couple of other interesting people. Both of those people are people that tend to join in the community. Finished off some client work today. I finished off some social stuff for Brandtale. So there's been lots going on today, and then I like to normally, if I can, try and have a quieter day on a Friday. When I was client side, what I used to do is when I ran a team, is I'd have Friday would always be booked out as a no meeting day, and it was like my admin day. It was like, this is my time to catch up on emails and Monday tasks and that type of thing, Slack messages, all that type of thing. So it's difficult to do that when you're running a small business, because often you're the go-to guy for lots of things, whether it be you want to speak to an accountant or a client needs something a bit more urgent, so it's a bit more difficult to do that. But I try, if I can, to try and have a day on a Friday where I finish around sort of like 3 o'clock, which is nice because then I get to spend a little bit of time especially in the winter, I get to spend a bit of time in the sort of sunshine when we have some, with April, Daisy, Murphy, whatever, and we get to go for a nice walk or something like that. But today I won't be able to do that because I wanted to get these 2 people booked in for a chat, and seeing time didn't really work, so we had to do it. But there we go. So we're working through that up until 4 o'clock, and then 4 or 5 o'clock, and then this weekend's a bit of downtime, I think. The weather's half decent. We might go to it. So I'm a member of David Lloyd in Exeter, so the weather's half decent. I might take April and Daisy to David Lloyd and go for a swim or something like that. She's only 3 weeks old, so she might be a bit too early. Might be a stupid idea. My wife might tell me she's way too young, but today we'll see. We'll just get out somewhere. If the weather's half decent, we might just go for a nice walk along the estuary or something like that, and just get some fresh air in our lungs, because I think we've both been cooped up in the house this week quite a bit because he's been a bit unsettled and stuff, and I think Abel's obviously still finding their feet and things. So yeah, I might just get out a little bit and see what we get to. Either go grab a lunch somewhere in the pub garden, or go for a nice long walk, or something like that. So that'll be us for the weekend, and then into it next week. Another big week next week, so I will check in with you later on. So end of the week, it's been a busy one. 2 change of plans. First meeting didn't go ahead on Wednesday. The chap I was supposed to be meeting is unwell, so we've rearranged that for a couple of weeks, which is fine. I've had loads of meetings this week, loads, with some really interesting sort of fractional CMO people. So people, I guess, that have got similar level of experience to me, that are senior marketers, now working for themselves. And it's really interesting to sort of hear their perspectives on things and challenges they're coming up against, challenges in the market, and challenges of perception of marketing and things like that, and budgets being tighter, and I think that hits marketers quite often quite first, which is it's always it's a weird thing, because the research all points to if you can and you continue to invest in your brand and marketing during times of sort of economic challenge, during times of recession, actually those are the brands that come out as becoming the market leaders when the economy grows again. The research definitely supports that, and I know that from personal experience. I was head of marketing for a company during COVID, and I joined them early March, so I was sort of 2 weeks in when the first lockdown hit, and we had a choice to make at that point, which was, do we keep going or do we stop? And obviously I wanted to keep going, but it wasn't my decision. The founders of the business, luckily, they had a decent enough runway, and they had some customers that believed in them, and they said, you know what, let's just go for it. Let's just keep going and see where we get to. And they're now the market leader. So I think that's only my personal experience, but I know that the research supports that as well. So it's interesting that what we're going for at the moment. I think there will be a bit of a lull while the economy stagnates a little bit, and then it'll probably pick up again once we see what the government's going to do, and that inevitably trickles down through different segments of markets and things like that. So we will see what happens. But it's been a good week. I've had 4 or 5 really interesting meetings with some fractional CMO types who I think are going to join the community, who are sort of really keen. Got some fabulous experience that could benefit our clients and me personally as well. Just some great people to meet and learn from, share ideas with, share what we're doing with Brandtale and stuff, and hopefully get them a little bit involved and see what happens. So that's been really interesting. Good catch up with non-exec this week. We've signed off a few different strategies and tools and things like that we're going to look at. So some stuff happening there, which is fun. Still waiting to hear back on a couple of pitches, but hopefully get some positive news from that next week. Next week's another busy week. So got a session with a sort of strategy session with a business next week, which is really interesting. So that will be cool. They've got a tech solution which is in the sort of fintech space. So going in there to talk to them about some of their challenges, what they're doing, how we can support them, things like that. So that's cool. A few more meetings with some CMO types on Monday and Tuesday. I'm just trying to get back into a bit more of a groove. Daisy's 3 weeks old yesterday, so it's still really, really early days, but we're trying to get into that bit of routine of, I support, I do the night shifts quite often, and April gets a bit of time to herself and stuff, and then we try and split that. See, during the day she's looking after Daisy and I'm sort of predominantly working, although because I work from home it's quite beneficial because I can go and help her and go out for a walk at lunchtime and stuff. So that's awesome. So I think a positive week. I think we're getting closer to really nailing down where we fit in the market. I'm more determined than ever that our position in the market, in that B2B needs to be bolder, it needs to be braver, it needs a revolution in terms of what it does with brand and marketing. That we're right on the money with that. That our messaging's bang on. So all of the senior marketers that I speak to agree with it, which is fantastic. And I'm speaking to more entrepreneurs, more sort of founders, people that are quite often people that are putting their money at risk, and they in large agree as well. So I think there's obviously some work to do to sort of translate some of the sort of, I guess, for want of a better term, wanky messaging into something that is tangible, that a sort of CFO, CEO type of person can understand, digest, and understand how to get the value from it. So that's the important sort of step that we need to take. But yeah, positive week. On to next week. Hopefully you've enjoyed this small vlog, a bit of a look behind the scenes of what I've been up to. I'd love to hear anybody's thoughts, comments, whatever. If you've got any thoughts in terms of what you'd like to see more of, any sort of, if you'd like me to do anything particular on breaking down a brand strategy, or looking at some more specific client work, or some more stuff from me personally, then I'm happy to share that. By all means, drop some thoughts in the comments, or DM me for those of you that know me, and I'll see you on the next one.